So this is where we are going to conduct the suitable test on a single phase induction motor, where it is of 2 HP, 230 volt, 1440 RPM, and here we are going to make use of this arrangement, that is capacitor start, capacitor run, and as well we are making use of this auto transformer and the watt meters. So this watt meter is of a LPF, which clearly indicates that is cos phi is equal to 0.2, and we require 10 amperes. So therefore here we have arranged this plate in a parallel, and the voltage which we have to prefer is the 300 volts, because we have to keep in mind we have to perform the OC test. That means we have to make use of the 300 volts. Now let's start with the connections. So from here, auto transformer, you can see that here this is the supply which will be already we have plugged in, and the output of this auto transformer is being connected to M. So this output of this auto transformer is being connected to M, and M and C is shorted. MC is shorted, and L is connected to the ammeter. So L is connected to the ammeter. The other end of the ammeter, should be connected to SW. So we can make use of a short wire. This is being connected to SW, and also we have to form a T shape. It should be also connected to the RW. So we are going to connect the SW and RW as shorting to each other, and the other end of this SW should be connected to the capacitor CW. Should be connected to the CW, that is nothing but CS here, and the other end of this the same end, the SW, can also be connected back to the CR. So what we can do is we can short these two capacitors, which is connected parallel to each other. Then the CR is the other end of the CR is being connected to this type of the fashion of the switch. So this is being connected to the one end of the switch, and other end of this switch is being connected back to the RW. So this end of the switch is being connected back to the RW, or else it can be connected the other end of the switch should be connected to the CS. So it should be connected to the CS, right? And where we had stopped this connection, that end should be connected to the RW. So that is, this end should be connected to the RW, and the RW is connected back to the the supply of the transformer. So the same end, the RW, need to be connected back to the auto transformer. And now we have left out the wattmeter V connection, so that V should be connected back to the negative of the auto transformer. So we have to select the 300 volt, which should be connected to the back to this auto transformer, and the last we have left out with the voltmeter, that should be connected across a auto transformer. So voltmeter, it will be on the meter, it's on the board itself, where we need to connect it in this way. So this is how we have completed the circuit diagram. Now let us switch on the supply. Before that, let's make sure the auto transformer is in minimum position. Now vary the auto transformer in such a way that the voltage should read around 220 volts. So now you can see we can apply this rated voltage of 220 volts. We can stop and take the reading as 497 is a speed. So we need not to worry about that. And the current is taken as 6.6 amperes. And coming to the wattmeter, we can take up. Wattmeter reads around 154 multiplied by the K constant. What is that K constant is? Voltage 300 multiplied by the current as 10, 300 multiplied by 10 multiplied by 0.2 divided by full scale reading is 300. So we can get to the wattmeter reading. Now we have to bring back this to auto transformer to the initial position and switch off the supply. Now let us conduct the blocked rotor test by replacing this LPF wattmeter with the UPF wattmeter. The connection will remain same. With the same circuit connections, we have replaced this by the that is UPF wattmeter, where we are going to select the 0 to 20 amps. So this plate is been connected parallel, and here the voltage which we have to use, the slot is 150 volts. And the K constant for this will be the voltage is 150 multiplied by 20 multiplied by the power factor is 1 divided by the full scale reading is 1500. Now let us switch on the circuit. And apply the rated current. Now since the auto transformer is in minimum position, vary this such that the ammeter before that we have to make ensure the rotor should get locked. Once the rotor is locked, now we can start to apply the rated value of the current by varying the auto transformer. So what is the rated current here? It will be around 12 amperes. So we can vary up to 11.5. So here we can write down, take down the corresponding reading. This is reads the ISC, that is 11.5, and the VSC, that is 53 volts, and the wattmeter, it will around multiply by the K constant. So we are getting 240 multiplied by the K constant. So again we have to bring back this auto transformer to the minimum position, and we can switch off the supply. Before that we have to loose the belt. After losing the belt, we need to switch off the supply. Now we have to find out the measurement of the stator resistance, which will be a continuation of this test. Now let us find out the stator resistance. So first we have to take up a 220 volt DC, which is available on the next to this board. From there it should be connected to the positive of the ammeter. Positive of this DC supply is been connected to the positive of end of the ammeter, and the other end of this ammeter we can see in the theoretical circuit. The negative end of this ammeter should be connected to the stator winding. So negative end of this ammeter should be connected to the stator winding. The other end of this stator winding should be connected to the resistive bank load. So here this is the resistive bank load which you are going to use, which is of 16 ampere. So in this case we have first 4 switches will correspond to 1 amps, and after the 4 switches The fifth switch onwards, it will corresponds to 2 amperes. So this all will be 2 amperes and the fifth switch also included as 2 ampere. So let us connect this one end of this resistive load is being connected to the one end of the stator winding. So here we have observed that this will be the stator winding and that is actually it's an auxiliary winding. So we will prefer this as a winding, stator winding. The other end of this resistive load is being connected back to the negative supply. So we can connect it this back to the negative supply of the DC. So we have completed the loop, closed loop. Now we have to connect the voltmeter. This voltmeter need to be connected across the stator winding. So we have connected the voltmeter across the stator winding. Now we are going to make sure that all this resistive bank is in off condition. And now we are going to switch on the supply. So we have left out with the voltmeter connection, that is DC voltmeter. So therefore we are going to connect that DC voltmeter across the stator winding. So here the voltmeter connection we have taken up as this RW of the one end is being connected to positive of the end of the voltmeter and the negative end is being connected back to the RW of the other terminal. So now let us switch on the circuit. Before that we have to make ensure the resistive bank load is unloaded. Now let us apply the 2 amperes of the load and note down the reading. Current as 1.8 and voltage as 2 volts. Find out its respective resistance. Again increase the load with another 2 amps and note down the value. Current as 3.54 and the voltage as 4 volts. Again we need to find out this resistance. Next, the fifth switch, as I told you, we are using 16 ampere. So this one alone itself is going to correspond to 2 amperes. So the current value will be around 5.16 and the voltage is 6. So find out its respective resistance and finally find out the average resistance. Now let us switch off the load and switch off the supply. So after doing this calculations, we are able to find out the equivalent circuit elements and as well we are able to draw the circle diagram and this completes the suitable test on a single phase induction motor. Thank you for watching this video.